Here's how to discover job requirements. Start by asking, what formal qualifications does any applicant for the job need to have? So the first category is like certificates, things like, oh, they need to have a forklift license or lean certification or red seal certification, or they need to have specific skills with specific computer software, actual certifications, licenses, those sorts of things that a candidate really can't be without for this job. Are there any of those? There might not be. Second, are there any education requirements? High school, university, college degree, specific education in a specific field. Maybe you don't need any post-secondary education at all. Maybe that doesn't matter. But if it does, make sure you list it in job requirements. Lastly, what experience does the applicant need in order to be successful in this role? Do they need selling experience, a certain amount of selling experience, or do they need to have sold to a specific type of customer? Do they need manufacturing experience or specific experience in manufacturing a certain type of product or category of products? Do they need experience as a team leader? Do they need to have shown that in the past they built a team and weeded through A, B, and C players and emerged with a winning team? Do they need experience implementing an ERP system or building any other systems that you need built? Now, this is not some dream utopia of what you would love a candidate to be. This is, do they really need that experience? If they really do need that experience and you're not willing to look at anyone who doesn't have it, then put it down here in job requirements. Next, we're going to look at core values. And these are just a handful of rules that winners in your company already obey and believe in. I believe in hire for values fit and train for skill, because I can teach you a skill, but it's hard for me to teach you values. Now, if you want to know more about this, we have a whole course on discovering your core values, which I really recommend that you take, because your core values are the most powerful HR tool that you have in your whole toolkit. You can also hop on Amazon and pick up my book, The Power of People Skills. And in that book, I detail how to find your core values and exactly what they are. So this is a fairly brief overview of values, but you already have them. Here's some examples of what core values might be in your company. Promises kept, or keep your promises. Relationships first. Own the job. Win as a team. Positive attitudes. You already have those core values. It's just a matter of saying, what are ours, so that we can screen for candidates who already have them. You see, you can teach a skill, but you can't really teach values. Now, of course, there are some jobs that you absolutely have to have the skill, and your values are important, but the skill is mandatory. So if I'm hiring for a brain surgeon, I'm probably hoping that you're going to come in with those skills already. And, the values are important, but you absolutely have to have the skills. But in general, for most jobs, I can teach you various skills, but I just can't teach you your values, because you come in with those values already shaped from your home of origin, from your friends, from all of these different places. So I'm really looking for a candidate who already shares my values. So I'm trying to screen for that during that interview process. Is that person like us? Does that person value what we value? Because if they do, they're going to be much more likely to be a fit. And if they don't value what we value, they're probably going to be a mishire. Leadership IQ did a study on hiring mistakes. So during the time of this study, there were 20,000 employees hired. And of those 20,000, 46% failed within the first 18 months. So they didn't work out in their company. Of the 46% that failed, 89% of those failed for attitude reasons. An attitude is just their way of saying core values. Their values weren't a match. So think about that. When you hire a person and they don't work out, the majority of the time, it's not because they're incompetent. It's not because they simply absolutely do not have the skills to do the job. It's more often because their attitudes just don't fit. It's things like, they just don't understand our commitment to customer. Or they don't understand the kind of work ethic that we have around here, our way of interacting with each other. They just don't share our values. So that's why I really harp on this core values piece, because it's the biggest determinant of whether someone will fit in your organization or not. So I want you to know what your core values are, and I want you to screen your candidates to make sure that they share your core values already. Now I'm going to give you a core values exercise. I want you to take a piece of paper, and I want you to list the traits of your best employee. And then I want you to say, okay, of all those traits, what attitudes do they show that make everyone love them? Is it because they really care for other people around them, they really work well with the team, or they've got a great work ethic, or they're very positive and solution focused, I want you to make a list. And once you have that list, I want you to choose 3 to 5 attitudes or values that define what a winner is in your organization. That really defines what your core values are. Let's recap what you've learned in this module. You learned the 5 elements that make up a job scorecard. Those are finding the job purpose, identifying the key result areas, the job requirements, the other duties, and the core values. And now that you have that job scorecard on one simple page, you've got real clarity around what you're looking for. And when you sit with that candidate, you can talk with them too about what you're looking for. And it's going to make everyone feel a lot better and a lot more focused.